Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome to the IOD Ironworker Designs page. I'm super happy because it looks like I'm on landscape and not upside down. Yay! I've been having a problem with that the last two lives I did. And I have no idea. I've been playing around with it and I have no idea how it did that. And I also have no idea how I fixed it. So I'm glad it's fixed though. All right. Let's turn you over here. And then I'm not sure how much of me is going to be in the frame. I want to show you guys, actually, I'm going to be in the whole frame and then I'll point you down on my project. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what we're doing today. Say hello when you come on. Tell me where you're watching from. See if I can, hopefully I can see your comments. I'm telling you guys, I've spent the last 45 minutes doing like weird live on my page trying to figure out how to not be upside down, and I have no idea how I fixed it, but I'm so happy. Okay, so today we're going to be using stamps and stamps on canvas, and I'm trying to use kind of do something quick, simple, and with not too many products. I have done this project with kids and it's super easy. This is an example of what I did. It's showing up with a glare, but I hope you can see it. So we're going to do something similar to this, and I'm going to show you other canvases. And so this is just a little canvas that I got at Michael's, like whatever craft store you have. I keep an eye on them when they're on sale for like buy two get five free. They have these ridiculous sales. I also, like, they have this kind too, which I love. This is one that I've started and haven't gotten back to. I'm not sure what order it goes in, but this is one of our transfers and I started painting it. I'm not sure, but they're meant to go together and they do fit together. But these are awesome too. And I grab these for when I need like a non-furniture, quick, fun, easy to do project that's relaxing. So the ones that I have for today, your comments are, I see comments, but I can't read them. It's like they're disappearing before I see them. Tech's giving me all sorts of headaches lately. All right, so these ones are boards. This is not canvas. This is actually a board. You can't see it. Oh, you couldn't see this because was there a glare? So we're going to do something similar to this. I'm going to do a different take on it, but is that better? Hopefully it was just a glare because I was really far away. All right, so we're going to use these today, and these are boards. And I've already prepped them. We're going to use brayers, paint, and I'm going to use the Birds, Blossoms, and Branches stamp, and I might add in a butterfly. Okay, hi Deanne. I don't know why I can't see your comments on here. There we are. I see them now, so let me, all right, I am going to point the camera down. Let me know if you can't see or hear me because there are weird things going on lately when I try to go live. All right. So you should be able to see everything I'm doing there. Maybe the top of my head. Hi Tracy, hi Bonnie, thanks for joining. Emily from Florida. Hi Sabine. Good to see you guys. All right, so all I've done for prep before you guys got here is put a little bit of paint on this is one of the acetate sheets that doesn't have the lines on it under here. And I save all of these. Do you guys recognize what this is? I'm sure you do. You're on the IOD page. Of course you know what this is. I save these sticks and I use them for lots of other things. So that's all that is. I have brushes ready. I've got a cup of water ready. And I've got my stamps. Where am I going to put this? Hi, Susan. Look, I figured it out. I have no idea what I did. I turned my phone off a few times, but it appears I have fixed whatever my problem was. I don't know how, which makes it hard to fix for next time. All right. So I am going to do these together, and I think what I'm going to do is take the design and make it go across. Which way should I do it though? Up and down. I kind of like the idea that this would be in a, well, I'm going to go across. Okay. Maybe it won't matter which way actually they're put on the wall, but I'm going to do it so that it continues, and maybe it can hang either way. All right, I'm going to start with 2 pieces. Where's the other one? From Birds, Blossoms, and Branches. Hi, Sue from New York. Okay, let's see. I'm going to start with this one. This is the only one apparently that I did not leave. I've used these stamps quite a lot. This is my favorite stamp. And I have used these on a piece of furniture, a bureau, and I took a bunch of them off the backing sheet so I could lay out my design before I started stamping. I'm going to do these in black, so I'm just going to roll a little bit over here into my black. Anyway, so that's why these are not all on the backing sheet, because sometimes I need to like see the whole thing instead of putting it on a piece of furniture is a commitment, right? So I didn't want to wing it, let's say, because I had the whole piece finished and I did this part last. So I was a little scared to mess it up. All right. I am going to come from the bottom and go up that way. So I just have to be careful. So this is, I'm going to have it coming off the side. I'm just going to drop it on there. I am just using a chalk paint. You could use chalk paint or ink. I find it easier to use the brayer if I'm doing paint, and if I'm doing ink, I use the ink pads. All right, that was probably overkill. Ooh, look at the texture. I don't know if I've ever really noticed I must usually overload that. Look at the texture in that. I can see little pieces of bark. Okay, now I'm going to take these, which might be the same one. These are the same one. So I've got a couple of these opened. I'm gonna put one aside. Okay, and I'm gonna build off of this branch. So I'm gonna use my black again. Hi, from Italy and Florida. I bet it's warm there. You know. So I'm in New Hampshire. Did I introduce myself? I'm Michelle from Serendipity House. If you're not following me, I would love you to go over and give me a follow. But I'm from New Hampshire, and it is right now about 35 degrees. All right, I'm gonna put it right across here. Here we go, drop it. And then I'm just gonna tickle it gently. And I'm gonna try not to touch these parts. I don't know if you can see, but I accidentally got paint on there. But I don't want that on my piece, so I'm just pressing where the stamp is. So it's about 35 degrees today, but it has been much colder. So it feels super warm today. Like I might even wanna put flip-flops on kind of thing. Because you know, it's all relative. Just depends on what you're used to, right? All right, lift carefully. Beautiful. All right, I have a little, let's see, I have a little baby wipe here on the side. I'm just gonna wipe this off because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up. If I accidentally push that, let's finish the branches here. How many of you have used this stamp? This is the stamp I use the most. I love this one. And we're gonna go right there. I think because it looks different every time you use it, with, you know, you add different elements and different colored flowers or different mediums, it's like it's never the same twice. Never the same twice. I mean, with different people using it. All right, nice. And then I'm thinking I might leave a space here. I haven't done this before, but I'm wondering if I might put a half of a butterfly at the end of this, off scale. So let's be done with these branches. I'm going to just put those aside. And I am going to grab, we're going to do, I really like this one in different shapes. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that. Here's what I've got here. I said I was going to use as few products as possible, right? So I've got, I think you guys can see this. I've got a yellow and I've got a blue and I've got black for the branches and a little green. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. I am going to, I think I'm going to do yellow flowers, and I might mix some of this to make a different shade. I like when I get different colors on my brayer. I want to do it a little different than this one that I showed you, so I'm going to do it opposite. I think I'm going to do yellow flowers and a blue background, and I'll show you how I turn the chalk clay paint into like a watercolor. I use it like a watercolor. Now, what I didn't say, actually, because I didn't think of it until just now, is that I do have a very loosely painted coat of white paint on this. And the reason I did that is, first of all, I'm not sure what these boards were, a little kind of slippery. They must have come with some sort of a finish on them from the craft store. But I also like to go back and do watercolor, and when I do that, I like to create texture. So I've got some paint where I can see the white brush strokes that I did, and I think that will start showing up more when I do my background color. And my goal is to finish this whole thing in 40 minutes, right? So you guys can see how fast and easy it is. Decisions. All right, and I've got these separated still, so I'm going to keep them where they are, so the design is going to continue at the same scale all the way across. Okay, and I guess the problem with that, okay, now I'm going to fix. The problem with that is my table is, yeah, there's a lump, and my table is not level, so it didn't get that part, but I can fix that. So I'm going to separate them and just restamp that one part, and then I'm going to put them back together. Wait. Is that where I had it? Oh, shoot. Here, I'm just gonna, there we go. As long as there's color there, I don't care. All right, let's re-roll and keep going. Hi, Jerry, I'm glad you found me. You were one of the poor people who probably saw a couple of my tester lives. So you plop it down, you commit to where you're dropping it, tickle it, and lift. Let's see, and now after I do this one, I'm going to add a different color so I can get some shading with that. That way I can use the colors that I have and make multiple colors by mixing. So let's see, yellow and blue is going to make some sort of a shade of green, and I am going to, I don't know if I didn't tickle that, or I think this paint dries so fast. Here we go. Let's see. All right, now we're going to mix. I'm going to grab a little bit of that blue and a little bit of that yellow. Before I put it on, I'm going to just wipe my stamp off because I think this is just drying so fast. So what is everybody doing today? And does everybody have time tomorrow? Who knows what's going on tomorrow on the IOD page? We're so excited. We have a retirement party going on tomorrow. All day long on this page from 10 to, oh boy, if anybody else is watching. I think it's on until 8 at night, Eastern time. All right, look at this. So I mixed the colors. I'm gonna get some variation, some color variation here on these. Let's drop that right there. So we have got some products that are no longer going to be produced. And we're going to announce what those are and have demos on them tomorrow all day long. So set your timer, starts at 10. Lynn Brundridge from L&J Goods is on at 10 o'clock. I am on at 11 o'clock. And the schedule continues. I don't know any other times because I didn't write them down, but I will let you know. Look at that, pretty. All right, let's keep going. A couple more stamps, and then we're going to start on the background. We'll do another variation of that. Let's see. Let's grab. Let's do a few of this stamps. Again, this is Birds, Blossoms, and Branches. Butterfly might have to go on the left. If I'm not talking, I can be much faster, but you didn't need to keep these pressed down as long as I did. I was just chatting, and so I lost focus for a minute. So you tickle them. Let's grab a little more yellow. This is so fast and easy. And this would be good if I had masked it. I like to do things in threes. All right, let me think here. I have got an extra piece of acetate down here. I didn't mask this, but I'm gonna do like just a quick cover that up so that I get a partial flower there, but not on top of my black. See if I can pull that off as just a quick, don't do that. All right, that's not bad. All right, so basically it didn't stamp where I put the sheet. And let's do one more. So I have my threes. Let's do it there. Kind of looks a little bit hydrangea-y. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm going to this is like drying as it sits here. I'm not sure if that's going to make a stamp or not, but I'm going to connect it carefully. Oh, look at me shake. There we go. I'm going to do it right. No, I think that one's okay. Okay. Now we're going to do half of a butterfly over here, and then I'm going to show you how I do the background. All right, so if you have not, hi Suzanne, if you have never, this is a stamp I haven't used yet, I cut it off. This is the butterfly stamp. I'm going to take the backing off. See, it comes off easy. I'm going to save my plastic because I always reuse them. And then I'm going to come over here to the side, but the first thing that you do is condition your stamps. So what you want to do is you want to just take sandpaper and a high grit and rub. Of course, it's easier if you've got the whole sheet. Rub in one direction. And this just helps the paint to give something to grab onto. That's it. All right, I got two butterflies. Do I have scissors? I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Let's see which one looks better for scale. I mean, I could put one on each side. Why don't I do that? Okay, Color for the butterfly. Black? No. Butterfly color with what I've got. Let's see. I want to do the back the blue, so I'm not going to use that. Let's do black. I can always add color to it after. I'm kind of liking getting the contrast right now. So I'm going to do this one over here. So I want this side of it. Okay. I feel like I loaded that up a lot. Let's see if I loaded it up too much. I'm really into the black and the contrast, and actually usually after I do these projects and I have painted the background and the watercolor and everything in, I've been going back and using a paint marker or a brush if I feel like I'm steady enough and the piece is not too detailed. And I go in and I outline around the large pieces like the flowers, and it makes such a difference. That looks awesome. Sometimes I surprise myself. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay, so yeah, we totally are going to do one on the other side here. And I feel like that one should be black too. And because, like I said, we can always add color after. Okay, and now we're going to do the background, and then we can come back in and do the detailing on here. So you just tickle it. Clearly I need to do a project with the monarchs. I just have not had a chance. All right, I got a little bit wet on that one, but again, it's very three-dimensional. I love it. All right, here we go. Now here's how I'm gonna do the background. I'm wondering if I needed something else right there though. I think I'm gonna do another flower right there. But I want more yellow, less green. And that's way overloaded, but that's okay. I'm trying to look at where I feel like the weight needs to go. I guess there, because that's where I just dropped it. I can feel this is a little too juicy, so I may have smudged this. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, it's a little smudgy. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. I have water, a cup of water, and I'm gonna use this blue. And I'm just gonna use an artist brush. Okay, and I'm gonna dip into my blue paint. Where is my, all right. Okay. I'm just gonna water it down. All right, most of this is dried already, except for maybe the black and the one that I just did. All right, this is very watered down. Now, normally, maybe 50-50. I use a lot of watered down. Hi, Maria from Poland. Hi. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Simona. And then I just come in and loosely move around the chalk paint. See? Now I'm just dipping in water. I'm not even dipping back into my color. This is mostly water. And I'm just going to go around my flowers. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white area. I like this because you can just see a lot of movement. I've got way too much paint out on my, I mean, you could do this with much less paint than I did. I just happen to tend to over pour and especially when I'm doing a demo, because I don't want to have to go back and re-pour paint and make a mess. You know, I try to be prepared, and that's part of it. But you could do this with much less paint, like a tablespoon of each color kind of thing. See what I'm doing here? I have done this on furniture. It's just important to, like my Flow Blue dresser that I did with all the molds. It's just important that you have it laying on its back so you don't get the drips, unless you want drips. But and then, you know, once you go back with the black on these that I was telling you about, which I won't be able to do today because your watercolor has to completely dry. I still have not dipped back into my paint. This gives a very soft effect. I love doing this. You don't need to buy special paints. Just use what you've got. As long as they're water-based, it's going to work. I like the DIY because of the pigmentation. So if you just find a paint that has a lot of pigmentation. I also will go around the sides with the same watercolor so that when it's hanging, it's all matching. This is so relaxing. All right, I'm going to dip into the paint. And then again, water. I'll probably just use water now for the rest. See the pooling that you get there? I love that effect. I'm going to leave it there and let it dry, all pooled. I'll look at your comments in a second here. I'm a little bit in my zone. I like to be here. I like it here in my zone. It almost looks cloudy. I'm gonna come back over here just because I'm not liking how this looks like brush strokes. I'd rather have it just look like a loose colored. All right. So the more water you have, you'll get the pooling and it'll look less like, you won't be able to see your brush, just kind of shades of the color. And it kind of, sometimes it'll pull. Yeah, it pulls and it pulls up back from your brush. I enjoy doing this too because I think it makes all the negative space, it's more interesting. Now it's colored, but I think it's still negative space because there's no design in there. But you're kind of putting a design in. Try to not pick up the yellow there. Okay. And more water. I feel like I would benefit. I'm hearing traffic. I feel like I would benefit from hearing the ocean right now. I don't have that here. I'm in the mountains. No ocean. All right, now let's see. If you feel like you're starting to get too much of like you can see your brush strokes or you don't like it, you just add water. And you just kind of pull and move your paint until you like what you've got. I'm going to do these ends here. All right, let's see. I've got to get some in between here. Then I'm going to add a little bit of black where I can, and with my flowers. All right, that looks pretty cool. All right, so I kind of did the opposite colors as I did here. I think it looks cool. It's going to take a bit to dry. All right, now I'm just going to get, let's see, a pointy brush. I'm going to dip into my black paint, and these are all dry, so it's going to work okay. And I'm going to show this to you from my perspective before I hang up. All right, let's see. That brush has some wayward hairs on it, bristles. All right, and I am just going to do that right now. Get this stupid bristle off before it makes a mistake. So yeah, in playing with these, I have just really liked what adding the black does. This will have more black when I'm done because I will probably go around it. All these little pops. I don't know about these flowers, if I should add a little bit of black there. But I'm not going for perfect. I mean, it is, it's definitely, you know, I don't care if I have round marks. It definitely is supposed to look loose and interesting. I think I've managed that. I'm going to just bring a couple of dots in there. All right, so I don't know how long it's been, but I'm gonna say that I'm pretty much finished this. The only thing I'm going to do after it dries, is go back. I'm going to take this out so I can show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to go back and use this is what I've been using because my hand is not steady enough to always use a brush. You could use a brush and black paint, or I've been using one of these. It's just a black paint pen. And what I do, let's see, let's do the opposite. Yep, this is what I do. Okay, so here's something that I did with the bird's branches and blossoms, a similar thing. And all of this black, I went back in there and it just changed the way the whole piece felt. It felt more loose and more artistic, and that's what I do with the black. I had something else up there, but all right, let me show you. This is what we just did. This is my perspective of it drying. And so it'll go up on a wall if I feel like it needs that black. I will seal it because it's a watercolor, and it's not going to get wet hanging on a wall, but I'll seal it anyways. So that's what we just finished, and we did that in half an hour, under half an hour. And I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. It's a fun project to do with kids. It's a fun project to do on your own. You could do a huge, the possibilities are endless. You can use our transfers for it. You could do a huge wall hanging. I was going to say gallery, but I guess a gallery, everything would be different pieces. All right. Any questions? I'm glad. Oh, thanks for loving the coat rack. That was another one of my projects, and it's just still sitting here. I am preparing for my live tomorrow at 11 on here. I'm going to be doing one of the retired transfers. That's happening all day. And I am going to be making these two boards over here. I'm making growth chart sticks, like the growth. It's going to have measurements, and I'm going to use the retired transfer on that. So watch that tomorrow if you are around or catch the replay. All right, guys, I would love for you to try this project. Go follow me on Serendipity House LLC. Post your projects, tag IOD, tag Serendipity House, and come back tomorrow all day starting at 10 o'clock for a really fun day. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Thank you. Bye.